So the next question is, do officers at JTF2, do they still do CQB, and are they running a gun like non-commissioned officers? And I think I've answered this in the past, but I'll elaborate a little bit without, obviously giving too much up. On selection, the officers and the NCMs do the exact same selection. 7 days, and at the end of selection there's an added component for officer specific stuff, and that's really about special operation command and control. So they're tested a little bit more in depth on that element of their job detail. That's the selection piece. And then once they're on course, they've been selected, they are on course. The course is geared for the lowest common denominator, so it's very basic but very quick progression. So somebody that maybe has come from a Navy trade or an Air Force trade where they don't have a lot of time on firearms, for example, they're going to get what they need to be successful. All of the officers, all the NCMs, they go through the exact same pipeline of training for that duration of the year. And then once everyone is successful and they go to their separate teams at the unit, now they're embedded with their teams. Officers will they will still run a gun from time to time. They will still be injected with the training that's happening on a consistent basis. Their role is slightly different though. Where they're still in the CQB, they may not be number one in the door, but they're still expected to, make wise decisions, shoot, no shoot scenarios. They're a gun in the stack. They are 100% trusted and relied on to do their job just like the NCMs. Where it's a little bit different is an officer at some point will have himself pulled kind of, I don't want to say out of the stack because it's still very much in the stack, but their responsibilities are broader spectrum. So a broader picture of up and out, information being passed to or from the next level, and then what is happening with the entire scenario. All right, so that's the officer's role in a nutshell. As time progresses at the unit, the officers will find themselves doing a little bit more planning, preparation, more computer work, more administration work than they do actually running a gun. But at the beginning stages, especially the first couple of years, for sure, those guys are running a gun, and they're in the stack with the guys. They just don't do as much. That's it. That's really the biggest difference. I think one thing, just to pile onto that, one thing that's worthwhile mentioning is it really is, it's a team dynamic, right? So like when we're planning something, whether or not you're brand new to the unit, you got 10 minutes in, or you've got 10 years on the job, you are expected to provide some feedback. You are expected to provide to the plan, and not just sit on your hands and looking at the sky, picking your nose. Everyone is expected to put in. The officers, the really good officers that I had the great opportunity to work with, what they essentially do is they promote the team's plan. Right? They don't promote themselves. They don't promote, this is what I think, or this is what we should do or this is what I would recommend or I wouldn't do. Now, it may be communicated that way where they're using the word I, but they speak on behalf of what the guys want, right? So they really take that into consideration, and whether or not they agree with it, they're going to push back, and they're going to expect that the NCMs, sell is maybe not the right word, but convince them why. Convince them why. Like, let's weigh all of the potential risks, what's most probable, what's possible, and then down the middle, let's come up with the best course of action, right? And then the officer, the really good ones that I've had the great opportunity to work with, they're open, they're humble, and they want to listen. Yeah. But they're expecting each and every member who is going to execute that mission to step up and speak your piece.